Welcome to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage. Today we're going to be having a look at KASPA. This is going to be a higher time frame video. We will have a lower time frame video which will be linked up above, so check that out if that's more what you are interested in. Let's get into the charts and see what's going on. Okay, so we have price history here from September 2022. Now, we always need to be aware when we don't have a lot of price history to work with here. We need to just be aware that there is potential that we can always have completed moves and price could actually have deeper retracements. Until we actually see that evidence, we need to just be on the lookout though that we could still see this continue to the upside. So there's two ways that I'm looking at it. I'm going to go over this way first, where we're treating this as a corrective move to the upside, where we look at this as ABC for W. This would be on X wave, and then we'd have another ABC here looking for this as a W, an X, and a Y. So effectively this would be looking for a completed corrective move to the upside here, and what we'd be looking for would be a bigger B wave to the downside. So a typical zone that we'd be looking for would be this 8053 to this 1320 region. So that would be a common retracement level. Now we don't have to come all the way down here to the 786, but what we could actually see is price actually form a bigger corrective structure here. So looking at it in that way, if we are saying that we are within a B wave here, what we would be looking at is something along these lines. So we'd be treating this as an A wave to the downside, and then this is an A, a B, and then looking for this as a C wave to the upside. Now, the typical rejection area that we actually look for here would be this 34.7 if we do move up to that 786. Alternatively, we've got this golden pocket, which is sitting here towards this 28,750 to this 27,571. So I would be very interested to see how we actually react on this level and to see whether we actually start to break down from here. You know, I am anticipating that we have an additional push up here, and then we're going to have to see whether we can actually manage to reach the 1.618 of this move here. So we're going to go over that internal in a second. Now, if we are looking at this as a B wave rejection, and we did have to reject from where we are, what we could potentially see is a move back down to this 0.618, which would be a minimum of the C wave at 11,768. Now, if we are looking to push down lower, however, we do have this 1-to-1 sitting here towards the 71.33. Now, if we do move down into that zone, that would bring us into this area of our 382 to our 50%, which would be this 80.53 to this 47.49 region. So if we do see price come back into here, it would actually be looking to come back and retest some of these lows, and we do have some levels in here with these target boxes, which could actually be certain zones that we could look to target out once we start to get a bit more structure to the downside. Now, really, until we actually take this low though, however, we need to be aware there is the potential that this even as a B wave could look to extend, where we see this play out as ABC, see a 3 wave move down, maintain this low, and then see a bigger corrective structure here where we look to actually extend out in the B wave a little bit sideways. So we need to just be aware that's always a possibility until we actually take this low again of this 11659 region. Now, looking at the internals of this, what we'd be saying within here is effectively that we have this as A, B, and C. Now, I'm not going to go too much into the subwave counting here, but effectively this could actually be looking to complete a 5-wave move here, and then we'd be looking for that possibility of a drop to the downside. If we do manage to hold this level here of this 17.85.5, if we're on the retracement, what we could actually see is that possibility we could come back into this target box of this 178.55 to this 14282 region, and then we could look for that possibility of continuation to the upside, like I was saying. However, if we do start to break down, then we'd be looking for that possibility of these lower levels here. Now, we could also argue that you know, this count is actually something different from further back here, where what we'd be saying is that within this structure we have this move as an impulse. Now, the way that we would be looking at this would actually be in this way, where we treat this as a 1-2, and then we'd be looking at this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, what we'd be looking for here in this case is, rather than counting this just as a corrective move that's going to extend out to the downside, what we could say is that we have this as W, X, Y, X, and Z into this low. Now, if this is the case and we have this as a 4th wave, we've come down into a typical zone already, which would be here the 0.5, which is sitting towards a 0.13402. So because we actually came down into there and we actually managed to get back above this, we have the potential that we could actually be looking for a 5th wave to the upside, in which case this would be looking to target out this zone of this 0.95422 to to this 058090. So this would be looking for that possibility of a fifth wave to the upside. Now we do have some other targets that we could look for as a fifth wave, and that would be the lower range here would actually be this 382, which would be here this 044265. This would be looking for this fifth wave actually falling short of our typical target here, and this 0.618, which is sitting here at the 040521. Now if we do look to push to the higher end of this target, what we do have is this 10 cent region, and then we also have this area here of this 087516. So 10 cents will be a psychological level as well. We need to just bear that in mind if we do see price start to push up in this way. Now if we are looking at this, what we would want to do is actually maintain this low. Technically speaking, we could still move sideways, but I wouldn't want to see it get much bigger, to be honest, because if we're looking at this as a wave 2 and this as a wave 4, what we do have is good time comparison here. Now it is always possible we could have something like this 1 2 1 2. This also becomes another 1 2, which would be far more bullish and would mean that we're going to see a much bigger push to the upside. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, but really, you know, we'd have to see a substantial push to the upside to confirm something like that. If we did get this additional fifth wave up here, what we'd be looking for then would actually be looking for this blue fourth wave to come back down into this target area here of this 34521 to this 111119 area. So that would be looking for this as an additional fourth and a fifth, which could mean that we actually see this push up towards this zone here of this 22 cents to this 12 cent region. So gonna have to keep an eye on this if we do look to push up in a 5-wave move here, and we continue to hold this low, like I said, here of this 11806. What we could potentially be doing is setting up for this bigger fifth wave, but now we have a long way to go if that is the case. You know, we need to see the structure actually develop. What we would be looking for within the internals of this, just come down into a slightly lower time frame here. So we'd be looking at this as 1 2. What we'd be looking for is effectively having another 1 and a 2 here, where this becomes 1 2 1 2, and then we'd be looking for that direct push to the upside here. We would be saying we'd get a push up here towards this zone of this 064775 to this zone of this 055241. So this is considering everything plays out exactly as I have it charted out here. Now invalidation of this would come by crossing this 013627, and what we'd be looking for here would be that potential, like I said, that we start to, when we complete this move up here, 1 2 3 4 5, we'd be looking for a 3-wave move back down, looking to maintain this low, and then looking for that possibility of extension to the upside. Alternatively, if we do actually push up past this 030240 region, what we could then have is just a simple impulse where this is 1 2, and we've actually extended up here in the third wave. We get a fourth and a fifth, in which case we'd have to be careful of that lower target as a possible truncation. Or alternatively, this could actually just become a wave 1. We see a 3-wave move back down, and then we look for that continuation up in a much bigger way. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this. If we do form a 5-wave move, it's going to be very important that we actually maintain this low that we have here at this 012000 region. If we fail to hold this, then you know, this bullish count starts to fall apart. But we do need to be aware of those you know, those bearish potentials that we have, particularly where we are currently sitting within that that golden pocket. Could actually look for us to potentially get a rejection and look to break down. So I just want to go over some ranges here. So if we do actually look to push back down into some of these lower levels, looking at that idea that we are within a bigger B wave here, I would be paying attention to some of these zones here. So this value area high, which is sitting towards this 7885, the point of control, which is sitting here towards this 6493, and this value area low, which is sitting towards this lower 50% line. So there would be a little bit of confluence within this area if we do actually look at this lower range here. As well as that, treating this area up at the top here as a higher range, what we could actually say is, you know, what I want to be on the lookout for is we've come past this value area low already. We're currently fighting with this next volume node that we've got here, but if we do look to push up slightly higher here and look to possibly even swing fail this high of this 29916, we could actually see price get gravitated back up here to this point of control, which is sitting towards this 030367 region. As well as that, higher up we have this value area high, so we'd be keeping an eye on those levels if we do look to push up here one more time. As well as that, we do, if we look at this as a entire range here, what we can see is that we do actually have this value area high, which is sitting just kind of just above us here towards this the 0.29100 level, and that could actually tie into that idea of, you know, having that fifth wave complete and then looking for that possibility of price looking to move back to the downside. If we did have something like this, I'd be quite interested to see how we react between this zone here of this 0.16879 to this level here of this point of control at this 0.1600. It could be that if we are looking at that bullish case where we're looking at 1, 2, 1, 2, we could actually see a deeper retracement into these levels, looking to target out some of these zones before looking for that continuation to the upside. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to Discord. Come check it out. It's free to join. Everyone have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.